For months, mysterious drones terrorized American communities, hovering over nuclear facilities, military bases, and yes, even President Trump's Bedminster property. The Biden administration told us they had no idea what these were. They suggested foreign adversaries, maybe even aliens. Well, tonight we can tell you that it was a lie, a complete fabrication. And thanks to our new White House press secretary and our president, we now know exactly who was behind these drones. But the real story isn't just about the drones. It's about why they lied. And what you're about to learn should make every American question everything that they have been told. And just as President Trump is exposing the truth about those mysterious drones, it's time to expose the truth about your power consumption, like those unauthorized aircraft monitoring our skies, hidden energy waste is silently draining your resources. But now, just as the White House is bringing transparency to our drone situation, our revolutionary device brings clarity to your energy usage. This advanced technology detects and eliminates power waste, much like Trump's administration is eliminating government deception. Take control of your energy just like we're taking control of our airspace. Visit don'twastepower.com for 65% off. That's don'twastepower.com, linked below. Okay, so we've got a long story to get to. So get into a comfortable chair. We have to go through the history of what occurred. And we can start back at January 9th. This is just before President Trump assumed the presidency.
Have no way.
This is the meeting he had at Mar-a-Lago with the governors, Republican governors.
The story that kind of disappeared very suddenly. Do you have any idea whatever happened to the drones?
What happened to drones?
Well, you had said that you thought the government knew what was happening with these drones over New Jersey. There were some by Bedminster.
I don't know. They're over Bedminster a lot, so I can imagine. I'm going to give you a report on drones about one day into the administration, because I think it's ridiculous that they're not telling you about what's going on with the drones. And it's not only with me. Glenn was telling me today that in Virginia they have drones all over the place, too, and nobody's reporting it. I don't know why they're not. Do you want to say something about that?
So that was at the governor's meeting that he had. But this story goes back so much further. Remember when the Pentagon said this?
Investigated by local law enforcement. These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
From the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water.
These are 6-foot drones that are somehow evading our detection. They are not being detected.
They're saying no threat, but how the hell do they know? They don't know anything. They don't know what it is. They don't know where it come from. They don't know nothing.
They know that they can't track them. They know that they don't emit a signal. They know that they can't see them when they turn their lights out. They also indicated that they don't know where they come from. They don't know where they go to.
One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times.
Some of the FBI agents that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their home.
It's right here over Picatinny. There was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, lost control, and my drone started going down dead.
These are fully charged batteries. It's 2 batteries that have died within seconds, and the drone went up and like a couple feet off the table, and then came right back down.
Okay, you see it? You see how it goes? See how it goes? And then it becomes a spacecraft or aircraft or whatever you want to call it.
What the fuck is that, bro? Did it just get smaller? Bro, what?
Above the ocean, and it was low, very low, but so bright and so clear, and it was huge. Like when you...
I'm concerned. I issued a letter to ask for more information, and I think there should be a lot more transparency about that.
Can you make that make more sense? Because I think people in New York and New Jersey see drones the size of an SUV over their house every night and think that that doesn't make any sense.
I understand why people would be looking at this and being concerned about it. We're concerned about it too, which is why we have the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. My goodness, looking at this, and we're taking it seriously.
These are not.
We're taking it seriously. Hardly taking it seriously. And then remember, we had this. They said, and even I had a source that told me they were sniffing for nuclear material, radiological material that was missing. Okay, where is the clip? I've got it here. Where is the clip? Well, here's President Trump when he addressed the drones prior to assuming as well.
What about the fear at home of the drones? Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey ports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people. And they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster.
Well, you should
They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Have you been?
I don't want to comment on that. Okay, so here is the old press secretary addressing it.
In New Jersey, these are not small drones, some of them pretty large. They're flying at low altitudes, they're flying in flocks. Has the president been briefed on this situation?
So we are certainly aware, the president is aware. So we are closely tracking the activity and coordinating closely with relevant agency, including DHS and FBI, to continue to investigate these incidents. I don't have anything beyond that to share. Obviously, this is something that DHS and FBI are tracking very, very closely, and so I would have to refer you to them directly, but aware. Keeping an eye out and looking into the incidents that you just mentioned.
Still though, but has the federal government ruled out that these are controlled by foreign entities?
Yeah.
And do you know if they're conducting surveillance over these areas?
I cannot make any kind of predictions or comments about that specifically from here. This is something that DHS is looking at and FBI, so I would have to refer you to them. I don't have.
Okay, enough of that old press secretary. Here is President Trump on the day he took office, fulfilling the promise.
Is it anything, these drones, is it anything that people need to be worried about?
No, I think it's terrible. I would like to find out what it is and tell the people.
And can you commit to some kind of...
In fact, I'd like to do that. Could we find out what that was, Susie? Okay? Yeah, why don't we find out immediately? I mean, I can't imagine it's an enemy, or there would have been, people would have gotten blown up all over. Maybe they were testing things. I don't know why they wouldn't have said what it was. They had a lot of them flying over Bedminster, which is interesting.
And with the events today and yesterday, was everything moved inside just for cold weather, or was there some kind of security?
No security. Because they had everything shut down to drones. You can shut that down pretty easily if you're sophisticated. They're very sophisticated, these people.
Very sophisticated. Well, here is the new press secretary revealing what, in fact, they were.
Directly. And before I turn to questions, I do have news directly from the President of the United States that was just shared with me in the Oval Office. From President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy. A statement from the President of the United States to start this briefing with some news. And with that, I will turn it over to questions.
And there you have it. President Trump saying that they were authorized by the FAA. Here is Carl Jackson reacting.
By Caroline Leavitt mentioned the drones over New Jersey. I missed that part. So the White House has clarified that the drones spotted over New Jersey were authorized by the FAA for research and recreational activities. Trump, through statements relayed by Leavitt, Press Secretary Leavitt emphasized that these drones did not pose a security threat. The increase in drone activity was partly due to public curiosity following initial reports. That's on X. Why couldn't the Biden administration just say that? Why couldn't they just say that? Caroline Leavitt.
Yeah, why couldn't they just say it was the FAA? Instead, we had absolute pandemonium. I mean, here's this guy.
A group, whether they belong to a foreign adversary or even a group of reckless individuals. We've been down this road before. When the Chinese spy balloon crossed our skies, we were told it wasn't a threat. We later learned it was actively gathering intelligence. Yet we have already made the same damn mistake with these drones by allowing them to freely operate for almost a month now.
Oh, yeah. Finally, we're getting some answers. And remember this guy?
Here, you know, when this story first came out a few weeks ago, as a resident of New Jersey, as a journalist, I didn't pay it much credence. I thought it would turn out to be a bunch of pranksters and this would all be over by now. The experience I had last night, however, changed the way I feel about this story completely. What I saw was more sophisticated than I ever imagined. Take a look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 lights, 6 lights.
I didn't believe what I was seeing. But what was I seeing? We're here in central Jersey. We've been looking for the past hour. I think we've seen about 40 or 50 of these drones. In fact, there's one over my shoulder right there. One after another, these drones appeared in the night sky. If you look real close, they look like fixed-wing aircraft, about 8 to 10 feet wide, colorful, white blinking lights.
That is not a plane.
Definitely not an airplane, but what was it? Hours earlier, I was invited to join the Ocean County Sheriff Department. They launched their own drones to see if they could intercept the mysterious aircraft New Jersey residents have been reporting in recent weeks. The department says these mystery drones evade detection because they don't give off heat like regular drones.
Why do you think that is?
We don't know. It's just something that we haven't, it's not something that we've had our hands on. It's not something that we've experienced.
Something they hadn't experienced until now. One of their officers called 911 after seeing 50 of them come off the ocean.
Advised after we made contact with that officer that there were 50 that came off the ocean.
50?
50. That was my reaction also. There were 50 that were coming off the ocean.
And this is a sworn officer?
A sworn officer, yes. We contacted state police, we contacted the FBI, we contacted the Coast Guard, at which point the Coast Guard went out with their boat and they reported seeing 13 following their boat. And then the Coast Guard also advised that they went over them about 300 feet and had a wingspan of about 8 feet.
A wingspan of 8 feet. And now we're learning from the White House that they were authorized by the FAA doing research. What kind of research? We still don't know. We still don't know. But we're going to find out. Hopefully we'll get even more answers. But thankfully, we have a White House that believes in transparency, executing the promises that he has already made since just before his inauguration, and then on Inauguration Day, and then with the press secretary. We'll play the clip one more time.
And before I turn to questions, I do have news directly from the President of the United States that was just shared with me in the Oval Office. From President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy. A statement from the President of the United States to start this briefing with some news. And with that, I will turn it over to questions. And before I turn...
So there you have it. Looks like the case is closed, at least for now. But from New Jersey to Louisiana, from Quantico to our nuclear facilities, these drones were not foreign threats, as we were told. They were our own government conducting what they call research. But here's what nobody's asking. Research for what? Why did the Biden administration create panic about foreign adversaries when they knew exactly what these drones were? And most importantly, what kind of research requires terrorizing American citizens and lying about it for months? The Pentagon's shifting stories, the FAA's contradictions, the threats of deadly force, none of it adds up. So what do you think they were really studying? Share your theories in the comments below. And you want the truth? Wear it proudly with the Mag Avengers gear at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com, linked below.